So they think by being selfish, by acquiring all things, they become wealthy. No. Concept of love, I have come to realize, by the virtue of knowledge and by the virtue of experience, these two things combined together, I have come to understand that the concept of wealth creation, is deeply rooted in love. And the reason why most people are selfish is because they don't understand the concepts, these two. So they think by being selfish, by acquiring all things, they become wealthy. No. When you share love, you are actually, take, for instance, the people that are wealthy. Let me share a story of an Australian businessman who have a story I had some time ago. I read through the internet. He's an Australian wealthy businessman. He has a company. He has workers in his company. So a time came at the end of the year. So this boss of a man, the owner of the company, did something so striking. What did he do? When the year ended and the workers are going on holidays, he secretly deposited in all their accounts some huge amount of money. And when the workers saw what their boss did, it has ignited some element of joy in them. It has given them some element of hope and confidence. So what do you think will happen when they return back to work? They will give man the best of themselves. And when they bring out their best, the organization grows. And that is it. But because we human wants to accumulate, and don't want to give. And in that book, he said, give. That book, the book I'm talking about, the ancient book, he said, give. And when we give, it will be given back to us in good measure, pressed down, shaking together, and running over. So things we give is things that return to us in good measures, in large measures. They return to us sometimes immeasurably. So, but we must be able to give. It's like the concept of seed time and harvest. What you sow is what you will reap. But first, we must be able to sow something. It's like when we sow health, we will definitely reap health. When we sow love, we reap love. Whatever we sow is what we will reap. So people should, in our world today, begin to sow the seed of love. Because when they sow that seed of love, they will get the fruits of love in abundance. Because every seed you sow will actually grow. And when it grows, what happens? It will bear fruits. And those fruits sometimes is for consumption, it's also for planting. And things keep growing and growing and growing. And that is it. So if we want to grow, especially in that area, we need to sow that seed of love. It's very important. Very, very important. Very, 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 very. Thank you.
Okay, once again, great insights from Mr. Uzoma. I mean, it's very relevant because I think most of the time people have a hard time understanding how does giving and loving, all these very noble pursuits, very noble attitudes and values, people have been wondering, how is it practical? I mean, that's the reason why people are suspicious. People are wondering, does it really apply in our day-to-day life? But as we go on over the years, people are beginning to see, for example, in many businesses, right? Today, I read about a famous photographer in Malaysia. He talked about how most business owners, they are very transactional. Like, if you pay for this, I only give you this much. I'm going to be like really calculative and stuff like that. But at the same time, when we compare to business owners and entrepreneurs who are more relational, they are willing to invest value upfront, they are willing to add value. They will actually ask how their clients are doing, instead of only when they need something, they go and find them. Yeah. And the crazy thing about this new economy is that it actually rewards such behavior.
Yes.
Because we are flooded with all these options, and our clients are looking for people that are really care for them, that are really adding value all the time, that are building a community, that are building a relationship with them. Perhaps I think that's the beauty of giving.
Yes.
People have this idea, right, Mr. Uzoma? They felt like giving is only about giving money. But when we talk about giving, there are a lot of variety, you know. If you don't have the money, give the time, right? Give the thoughts, give the care, you know, give the support. And if your friends start a business, share the page, like the page.
Yes.
It costs so little, but people don't quite get it, right? Perhaps you can share a bit from your own life. How does this power of giving, when do you realize this? When do you truly believe okay, this is a real thing, you know? I should give in faith that better things are to come.
Yeah.
When does that happen for you, Mr. Uzo?
Well, you know, my life has been a process. And like I said, there is this saying that goes that knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Even though most often I try to contest the saying, it's good to acquire knowledge, but sometimes it's not the acquisition of knowledge that is power, it's the application of the knowledge that is actually the power. Over time, I have learned what giving is all about. But the most striking time I get to realize the concept of giving and what giving is, I would say precisely is in 2016, 2015, 2005, when God gave me the vision of my product to deliver to humanity, which is through Potential Builders International. Then I realized that for me to fulfill this vision, I need people. And the only way to have that people is through love. when I open the window of love that will shine through my life and let people know that there is caring inside. How I realized for me to make the most out of that product which God has given me through potential builders, that I need people, and the roadmap to have these people is through love. And how? By investing in people. It's people you invest into that will return invest into you. So first, I needed to, when I got to know about this, so I have friends. And the best I can do with the friends I have then is to start investing in their life. Investing. Genuine investment. Not investment, like you said, that is transactional, that you want to get something. You know, one thing is that people must see that the love or what you are trying to give is genuine. It comes genuinely out of you. But when they see that it's transactional, you just want to give in order to get something in return, you know, you may actually not get the maximum productivity of that investment. And secondly, like what you rightly said, giving is not all about giving money. Giving is broad. You must be able to give your time, your energy, your resources, everything. And actually, like I said, the concept of wealth creation is about giving. It is all about giving. Wealth creation is all about giving. It is what we give to humanity that comes back to us as wealth. What we give out to humanity. And the good part of it is that everyone, virtually everyone, let me speak like a motivational speaker now, virtually every one of us have something to give. Every one of us has a unique product to deliver to humanity. And that unique product we need to deliver, because most of us are not delivering the product. That's why they are not, actually seeing something in return. Let's take, for instance, now, when we look at the Forbes richest people in the world, see all of them, they are giving something to humanity. Mark Zuckerberg now gave humanity something, and most times you see that what they are giving to humanity is born out of pure love. Probably they saw a problem and they tried to solve that problem. They tried to give what they have in solving that problem. And in solving that problem for humanity, they, in return, while humanity tried to benefit from that problem that they are solving, then they come with their resources. They come with the things they have. And that thing they come with is what sometimes comes to us as wealth. That's why he said give, and it shall be given back to you. You must first give before you will have something in return. We must first give. We must first give. Very important, very paramount in life. Everyone. If we actually wants to grow, if we actually wants to, be a worthy person in life, then be ready to give something. Be able to give something. Sometimes You don't need to. I remember when I wrote my first book, which is Questioning Pathway to Success. I have nothing, you know. Even the money I use in writing that book at that early stage in my life was almost the first money I have gotten in my life. But I invested the money in the book. At the end of the day, that book is not that I can't sell the book, but I was sharing the book. I was giving to schools, I was giving to people, I was giving it to some to organizations. Why? I was trying to invest something in people's life. Why? Because I saw that as my product. Because those books I wrote, the message in them, my first and my second book, the message in them, when you read them, you will see that somehow they are unique. Even today, I go through the books often. I read them. I still learn from those books today. You know, sometimes you will see that the message in them are unique. It's not something that is universal. I have come to that is my product to humanity. That is something I need to give to humanity. So when I deliver them, what I have in return is wealth. And that is the way it is. And until we begin to understand that concept of wealth creation, the concept of giving and taking, which I said earlier, is when we understand the seed time and harvest, then we will know that we must give. We must give love. We must give our time. We must give our energy. We must give our resources. We must give our product. We must give our knowledge. So when we start giving those things, the wealth that comes from them may not be instant. They gradually grow. And when they grow, they keep growing, they keep growing, they keep growing, they keep growing. And before you know it, you become one of the wealthiest people in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Uzoma. I think we really hammer down on why giving is so practical. In a world where everyone is trying to go for the short-term gains, and they are so fearful of putting a step forward to invest in their community, to invest in their skills, to invest in people. I think it's very important for our viewers who are watching this to really follow what Mr. Uzoma is saying, right? Like sometimes you might not see the whole staircase, but the first step, and from the examples that are being given, you can see that in order to do anything that is meaningful, that is impactful, is directly proportional to how much you invest.
Yes.
And that, therefore, how much you gain, right, Mr. Uzoma?
Yes.
It's so practical. You know, we just wonder why not more people are into it. I think we have this